all-powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures. You embrace with your tenderness all that exists. Pour out upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life and beauty. Fill us with peace, that we may live as brothers and sisters, harming no one. O God of the poor, help us to rescue the abandoned and forgotten of this earth, so precious in your eyes. Bring healing to our lives, that we may protect the world and not prey on it, that we may sow beauty, not pollution and destruction. Touch the hearts of those who look only for gain at the expense of the poor and the earth. Teach us to discover the worth of each thing, to be filled with awe and contemplation, to recognize that we are profoundly united with every creature as we journey towards your infinite light. We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa paglayang minamahal, ang islang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay di magdidinig, luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo, ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon. Isang makakalikasan at mapagmahal na pagbati sa inyong lahat ngayong buwan ng mga puso. Welcome to the 392nd episode of Kamayan para sa Kalikasan Forum. This is brought to you every third Friday of the month since March 1990. That means it will be 33 years old next month. Older than a number of you here. Green Convergence, or GC for short, organizes this forum with Kamayan Restaurant. As announced earlier, we are currently live streaming at the Green Convergence Facebook page. A video recording will be uploaded later to the GC website and the GC YouTube channel. Before I proceed, I would like to finish what I was saying about the prayer. Thank you to Miss Cristina Lianio, of the Associate Director of of Laudato Si Movement Philippines, for the video and the opening prayer. I am your moderator, Marie Marciano, a founding member and former Vice President of Green Convergence, as well as a lifetime volunteer and advocate of various social causes that include, among others, climate change, waste management, national economic sustainability, human rights, and press freedom. And now it's time to introduce my co-moderator. He is a retired marketing man who has worked with media here in the Philippines and in Asia, including Business Day, Far Eastern Economic Review, and Asian Wall Street Journal. He is a constant presence in GC as a most dependable volunteer in all our major activities, not to mention that he also happens to be the caring husband of the GC Executive Director. Friends, I am very happy to introduce Mr. Randy Oliva. Hi,
Hello, hello,
Randy.
hello, hello. Good afternoon, Marie, and good afternoon to everybody with us today.
Yes.
Walang
Good
ano,
afternoon.
I didn't get a pre-registration list, no? So I wasn't able to. I cannot
Okay.
comment on this, no. But
Yeah.
with your permission, I'd like to comment on the theme.
Yes, go ahead, go
No?
ahead.
Yung ano, kasi parang, just
Happy Valentine's Month.
looking at the theme, naalala ko ay so many things were happening this month, ano? Yung isa na yun tungkol sa Sibuyan Islands in Romblon.
Yes, true.
No? Beautiful place, beautiful place. It's so rich in biodiversity, very rich in flora and fauna. It's all there. It's so beautiful and even regarded as the Galapagos of Asia because all the life in that area. No? It's beautiful. Sadly kaya na parang masama din because it's also very rich in mineral deposits. Gold, manganese, chromite, and nickel. And a few weeks ago, very few weeks ago, January 26, biglang lumabas sa online media si Rodney Galicia, our ano natin, no?
Our trustee in GC.
Natin yan. And he was saying that there's drama happening in the highway where eight 10-wheeler trucks are being barricaded by mga taong bayan
Sibuyan,
no?
Mga Sibuyanos, yes.
They were blocking it with motorcycles, their tricycles, and their bicycles. No, very puny resistance. So it was a virtual David and Goliath scenario. But to me, it really struck something in me na talagang wow, parang that's love for the environment. And sana we could also have something like that, a chance to do something like that for the environment. Kaya para I would like to salute Rodney Galicia and the efforts that they had to preserve and protect the environment that they have. So, and also lalo na yung mga taong bayan ng Sibuyan. I salute you, taong bayan, lahat ng mga tiga Sibuyan Island, continue to be being an inspiration to all of us.
Yes, thank you for that. And I would also like at this point to apologize to everyone for the technical difficulties we had earlier. So we started late and medyo may mga technical problems. But, the show must go on for the sake of our beloved Earth. We always forget. Kaya every Valentine's Day, I post the Pusuan ng Kalikasan thing because naalala natin mga loved ones natin, our spouses, our children, our parents, but who remembers the earth, who gives us so much love? So it's time to fall in love with the earth. Pusuan ang Kalikasan. Okay, so we move on, Randy.
All right.
To give the opening remarks is someone you know very well. She is the immediate past president of Green Convergence, was president for a long time, and one of its founding members and prime movers. She also serves as the convener for the movement Ako Ang Bukas, Quantum Leap to Climate Neutrality 2050, and works on several environmental projects in line with education and advocacy on environmental issues and ecological sustainability. Please join Randy and me in welcoming our dear friend and colleague, Dr. Angelina Nina Galang.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Nina. Hi.
Isang makakalikasang araw sa ating lahat. I hope your Valentine's Day was loveful. Whatever kind of love that was. In our first Philippine Environment Summit, our motto was, love for humanity or care for humanity begins with care for the earth. Let us borrow it, tweak it a bit, and say love for humanity begins with love for the earth. Love for the environment, caring for the environment. Because as Marie said, the earth gives us all our needs. Soil for growing food, water, air, which we obviously need. Or as Tony Oposa creatively puts it, law, land, air, water. The law of nature is to care for nature, otherwise the earth will cease to care for us. Love with the earth, for the earth, should be mutual, just like love between humans, ideally. So the earth loves us, we should give the love back. But just like love between humans, earth care is not simple. There are different aspects, changing circumstances, many forces that challenge the expressions of love. We in the environmental movement are aware of this. Environment is not black and white. While we hold environmental considerations as paramount in making decisions, what this means is not the same for all of us or all human beings. For example, in waste management, siga or burning of trash was the norm in my father's time because it served the purpose of keeping the surroundings neat and free of rubbish that attract pesky insects. My father, by the way, was the ultimate environmentalist, even when the term environment or ecology was not yet around. He recycled everything, including my white shoes. He would dye it every morning for my school shoes, so he would not have to buy new shoes. He practiced organic gardening, etc. But now, burning trash is illegal because now our trash includes plastics, which when burned, release toxic substances like dioxins and furans. Also, in my father's time, when I was growing up, the Philippine population was maybe around just 40 million. And so resources were aplenty. In 2001, the solid waste management law was passed. And the gold star, it seems, for most, is the landfill. Is landfill the answer? Now our knowledge of ecology and the threat of dwindling resources tell us that there are better ways of dealing with waste in order to conserve resources while bringing about a clean, neat, and safe surroundings. In the 60s, the export of wood was the policy of the state in order to bring in valuable foreign reserves. We exported wood in the raw state, logs, and later, timber. Now we know what that policy has resulted in, and the export of this resource is prohibited. because of our dwindling forests. However, we need wood for our own needs. Forests are renewable. How do we manage them so that we make use of them while ensuring their sustainability? That is the big, big debate anytime, all the time. We are rich in mineral resources that we and the world needs. But digging them from the ground means we lose topsoil, precious topsoil, trees, biodiversity, forests. As if God was teasing us, we are rich underground and rich above ground. How do we deal with this situation? As I said, love is not simple. But as long as we Filipinos have love for our country in our hearts, we can arrive at solutions that will ensure the continuity of resources for our children and the generations to come. This afternoon, we have speakers who will express their love for Earth in different ways, in their different situations. A religious, an environmental manager, and a young college student. Surely their sharing will enrich our own love for the planet on which all of us depend. All of us, meaning all of humanity and all beings that share this world with us. Thank you. Let us all have a good, productive Kamayan session.
Thank you, Nina. Oh, thank you very much. So, tama. Let's really give back, diba? Dami-dami nating benefits, tapos we're so thankless. Randy, we are, before we proceed to our speakers, we have some business, diba? I need to describe how we are going to proceed for those who are joining us for the first time. Of course, those who are regulars here have heard this lots of times, but I need to do this, so I'll just make it short. So the forum has three major parts. Part one is when our speakers make their presentations, one after the other. No questions will be entertained at this time. Part two is when we will entertain all your questions, meaning we will gather them. But no answers will be given in part two, okay? We will just gather your questions to the resource persons. Part three is when your questions will be answered one after the other by the concerned resource speakers. So I hope that's clear. Let's not have questions. Let's not have people wanting to ask questions during the first part when the speakers are making their presentations. And let's not expect answers during the second part when you ask your questions. And everything will be resolved in part three. So I hope that's clear.
That's right. And if I may add, to avoid distracting noise, mga background noise, mga batang umiiyak, asong tumatahol, at manok na tumitilaok, and requesting everybody to please put your mics on mute. Now you can use the chat box for comments and reactions and messages, and we'll read them. Okay.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, Randy. Thank you very much for that. And now we move on. Pasok na tayo sa ating first part. Our first speaker is also someone quite familiar to you by now. She describes herself, first and foremost, as one who has deeply fallen in love with the earth and nature. Being so, she co-founded the Terra Sisters of the Trinity, which was launched on June 18, 2019, the 4th anniversary of the release of Pope Francis' encyclical Laudato Si on care for our common home. The Terra Sisters of the Trinity is dreamt to be a Philippine-based religious community that fully embraces the story of the 14 billion years of evolutionary creation as its guiding principle and attentively listens to the heartbeat of Mother Earth as the very heartbeat of the triune God. She has a Bachelor of Science degree, major in mathematics and physics from the University of the Philippines, Baguio, and was a college physics instructor at UP before she got drawn to the religious life. She has been active in the ecological circle in the Philippines for over 15 years now. Among her various involvements were as chairperson of Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance, Inc., and as a member of the steering committee of the Eco Waste Coalition. You must have guessed by now. Our first speaker is none other than the current president of Green Convergence, Sister Elizabeth Carranza, more known as Bing. Good afternoon, Bing. Hello. Bing?
I'm still muted.
Okay.
That happens.
Yes, happens to me a lot.
Anyway, so makakalikasan hapon po sa ating lahat. Salamat Marie sa inyong introduction. So let me just share my screen. I hope my okay po ba?
Yes.
Okay then. So sige po, I will start. Okay. So thank you, Marie. Before I start, I would like to say that I wasn't supposed to be sharing with you now as a resource speaker, but Father John Layden, but I'm covering for her because he's confined at the hospital, but not that serious. Actually, he's here. Father John, hi.
Hi, Father.
Okay, so I would be sharing with you my story of falling in love and staying in love with Earth. I grew up in a bioregion of rivers and seas and mountains, volcanoes, both cold and hot springs, mountains and forests. And so from childhood, I really enjoyed the beauty and bounty of God's creation. And also I grew up in a family of where plants and animals are part of the household. So my father loves animals. All those animals in the photos we have as part of the household. And my mother loves gardening. Even until now that she is 95, she still goes to the garden to touch Mother Earth. So, and also as a child, I love gazing at the heavens. I love gazing at the sun and the moon and the stars. I fall in love with the heavenly bodies as early as 6 years old. And I used to go up our roof and I would talk to the stars. I could remember myself saying to the stars, "Oh, you are there and I am here, but we are all together." And my love for the heavenly bodies led me to take physics as my course in college. So as Marie said, I also taught physics at the University of the Philippines. And also what amazes me also are the forests and the mountains. So hugging trees, being in the forest just heightens my spirit. You see in the photos of my photos on top of the mountain hugging trees.
Hello, Father.
My heart's deepest desire is really since childhood is to walk gently and lovingly on earth and to keep alive my connection with all that is. And I am so blessed that this desire has been transformed into a passionate commitment to offer my whole being and my whole life for the well-being of earth and all life on earth. When I witnessed the devastation caused by a flash flood in Real, Quezon, Infanta, and General Nakar on November 29, 2004. And these are just some of the photos of during the or caused by the flash flood. And like I really heard the cry of Sierra Madre when I saw this devastation. And it was Advent, so it's as if creation was waiting for all of us, for our love and for our care. That was my deep feeling when I saw all the devastations. And this led me to join the Sisters of Zion, based in Real on May 2005, the Feast of Pentecost. And this was the theme of my entrance to the Sisters of Zion. And then as a religious, as a Sisters of Zion, I have been involved. I was part of the Task Force Sierra Madre, which is a local organization in Real Infanta Nakar, advocating for the preservation of our remaining forests, particularly the Sierra Madres. And we were attending the Green Convergence meeting every month then. I was the representative of Task Force Sierra Madre. And we thought of, this organization should have a national counterpart. And so through the partners attending also in the Green Convergence meetings, we convened other organizations to come up with the Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance, which is a national alliance of organizations advocating for the preservation, especially of Sierra Madre. And our founding president is no other than Father Pete Montaliano, which I'm sure many of you know. So these are just some photos of my involvement with the Save Sierra Madre Network. When Father Pete was the chairperson, I was her secretary in the board. And these are photos of our why is this happening? I'm not clicking, but it's going so fast. So this happened in Infanta when we had a forum, and this is the the ritual of the indigenous people there during a symposium against the mega dams. That time it was still the Laiban Dam that we were fighting against, and now it's just timely that we are. I'm sure you are seeing in the social media the news on the ongoing what do you call this? Ongoing lakad also. So before we had the lakad laban sa Laiban Dam, but now ongoing is the lakad laban sa Kaliwa Dam. So the lakad laban sa Laiban Dam was on November 29. We had also a 9-day protest walk, and I was able to join this walk from General Nakar to Menjola. Now, I wasn't there for the first day, but from the second day on, I was with the IP, with our IP brothers and sisters coming from General Nakar and Tanay. So this is a blessing to be able to express my love and passion for Earth. So this boy is the youngest martyr then. She was 7 years old, and her grandfather was the eldest of the martyrs. So these are just some photos also of the march. And then we also had a 5.5-month pilgrimage of the Sierra Madre Cruz from April 4, which happened to be a Good Friday. and we culminated the paglalakbay or the pilgrimage on September 26, 2012. So that's 5.5 months, and I was free to be able to journey with the cross from one diocese to another, the dioceses of Sierra Madre and the dioceses of NCR. And again, very timely as I'm sharing with you now, ongoing is the second pilgrimage of the cross of Sierra Madre. So it has been going around the dioceses of Sierra Madre, and on March 4, it will be coming down to the Diocese of Metro Manila. And this started on, we were supposed to launch the second pilgrimage on September 26, which is Save Sierra Madre Day, up to April 22, which is Earth Day. But because of Typhoon Karding, the launching was postponed to October 4, which is also a very important date. It's the feast of St. Francis, our patron of ecology. So I would just like to share with you this video.
Kung lahat alam natin kung ano yung nangyayari sa ating daigdig, sa planetang ito. Pagmimina, pagtotroso, gustong magtayo ng mga dambuhalang dam. Ang kabundukan ay pinaka-source ng ating kabuhayan. So napakatalamak po ng pagtotroso at pagmimina sa buong bansa. Nakakalimutan na po ng mga nagtotroso ang paggalang. Sa Sierra Madre, may buhay din po ang Sierra Madre. Sa Isabela, Cagayan, alam po natin yung mga issue doon, yung black sand mining. Yung mga kumarga ng krus habang naglalakbay ay mga kabataan na nabilanggo ng isang buwan dahil sa issue ng pagmimina.
So yan po ang tema ng unang paglalakbay ng cruise ng Sierra Madre. Save Sierra Madre, Save Million Lives. Ito po ay nag-culminate noong September 26 nga na ano namin maging Save Sierra Madre Day talaga. If you remember, September 26 is the Ondoy tragedy, and we asked Father Pete, who was then president, wrote the president asking for the proclamation of September 26 as Save Sierra Madre Day. And our first letter was on October 10 kasi 2009 to nangyari na Ondoy. Pero very short kasi elect lang niya nung kami nag-request. So hindi ito napagbigyan. But in 2011, the proclamation was just for that year, September 26, 2011. Pero hindi kami kontento. So again, Father Pete wrote the president, and again, hiniling namin na madeklara talaga ang September 26 every year as Save Sierra Madre Day. So it was done in 2012, no, the Presidential Proclamation 413. At ito ay isa sa mga panalo ng Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance sa usaping pagmamahal at pangangalaga sa Sierra Madre. And so we also celebrate these victories. Isa pa pong malaking expression din na siguro sa aking parte, nangangatog po ako dito nung una kong humarap sa mga senador at saka mga congressmen sa hearing. We were lobbying against the appointment of a corrupt department, our corrupt secretary for us, no, the Save Sierra Madre Network hearing. So I was already here, the chairperson of Save Sierra Madre Network Alliance, and I think I was at this committee hearing 3 times or 4 times, if I remember it right. But this was during my first encounter with the senators and the congressmen. Nangatog-ngatog pa ang aking tuhod. Pero mula noon sa pangangatog, ay talagang mas lalo akong na-inspire na tumindig para sa bigyang boses ang Sierra Madre, para bigyang boses ang mga puno na pinuputol ng basta-basta na lang, yung talamak na deforestation na nangyayari, kailangan tindigan. So mula sa pangangatog ng tuhod, ang aking tayo ay tayong-tayo na hindi pwedeng mangyari ito na patuloy nating sisirain ang inang kalikasan, patuloy nating puputulin ang mga puno na nagbibigay sa atin ng buhay. So, bukod po sa Task Force Sierra Madre at Save Sierra Madre Network at saka yung mga nabanggit ni Marie kanina na iba pang NGOs, ang isa rin pong passion ko ay sa mga kabataan kasi kailangan ng paghubog ng mga kabataan. So, I organized this kabataang kaibigan ng Kalikasan doon sa Real Infanta Nakar, pati yung Polillo Island, Friends of Nature. So these are just some photos of our recollections, yearly recollections, and then youth camps, mga field trips, tapos mga activities, no, care for creation activities. Ito, nakakatuwa, ito yung tree consciousness nila. Gustong-gusto yan ng mga kabataan, no? Yung tree consciousness. Tapos ito yung recycling activity during youth camps, mga care for creation activities. We have herbal and vegetable gardening, tree growing, and adapt a watershed rainforest. So napakaganda po ng experience na to na ma-express yung pagmamahal kay Mother Earth sa pamamagitan ng paghuhubog sa mga susunod na henerasyon. And then, gusto kong bigyang rin ang journey ko with Father John kasi dapat siya yung napapakinggan niyo ngayon dito. So, ito po yung mga pinagsasamahan namin ngayon ni Father John, yung Center for Ecozoic Living and Learning, and then the Laudato Si Movement Pilipinas, Terra Sisters of the Trini, and the Deep Time Network. So, sa CEL po, we give religious eco formation sa mga priests and nuns to be. No, we tell the universe story. We form them how to be really ecologically conscious, and also the youth. I don't know what's happening with my PowerPoint. It just keeps on moving even without clicking. So yung eco youth formation also. So ang mga kabataan gustong-gusto nila ito. Yung mga youth formation, gusto nilang isayaw ang universe story, no? Isayaw, awitin, and I also enjoy doing this formation with the young people. Ayan po. So they're the ones now here telling the new story, and then I do earthing activities, so para mas maging in touch yung mga kabataan sa maugat talaga sa lupa. Like nakikita nyo dyan, pinapahiga ko sila, may mga meditation kami na talagang nakaugnay ang mga kabataan sa lupa. And then, of course, we are now in the process of revitalizing CEL after the long COVID na hindi naging operational yung center. And then the Laudato Si Movement Pilipinas, which was formerly Global Catholic Climate Movement. So meron po tayong mga celebrations ng Laudato Si Week. Ito yung launching ng Laudato Si Week in 2017. And then in 2018, we launched the Deep Journey into Laudato Si Symposium. In 2019, we launched the Laudato Si Gen Pilipinas. And then every September to October, we have the Walk for Creation. So these are just some photos of the Walk for Creation in 2017, 2018, and 2019. And then from 2020 until last year, 2020, 2021, we had only online activities. But last year, we again have face-to-face, pero hindi na thousands, we were only 200 plus, but at least nasimulan ulit yung sama-sama na physical gathering for the Creation Day. So ito naman po yung aming symposium, yung Deep Journey into Laudato Si. We just don't give the symposium, we also train animators. So these are the trainings that we had with CSOs and schools. And then with dioceses. So recently po, nag-face-to-face ulit kami with the Diocese of Antique at napakaganda po ng reception. The bishop was there. from the beginning up to the end of the symposium, and he's really very positive, no, yung reception, and he wants a training at gusto niya ibaba ito na maging ano talaga yung Laudato Si sa buong diocese niya. And then we also had overseas training. This was in Myanmar, and we had one also in Thailand, 2 times in Thailand.
Ano naman kami doon? May mga
Pwede pa mute.
may mga kasama rin kami
So,
na taga doon naman. Eh, hindi naman.
Hello. What's... Pati ako na mute. Hello? Okay na po ba?
Yes, you're okay.
Okay. So we also participate in street mobilizations and raise our voices on different ecological issues. Just for example, recently we released a statement together with our partners on the Sibuyan issue na kanina binahagi ni Randy, and we will be releasing also para sa Stop Kaliwa Dam and the reclamation area in Manila next in a few days. And also we are supporting the Rights of Nature campaign. So all these things are through the Laudato Si Movement Pilipinas. Nakikinig si Father Jan dito sa akin. Through his leadership, this has all happened, and I'm so blessed to be able to be with this group where I can also express my love and passion for Earth, and of course now with the Green Convergence. So mayat maya may mga invitations sa amin ni Father John to give a talk, and then in 2019 we launched together with Bishop Alminasa a new religious congregation which we are calling Terra Sisters of the Trinity, pero naudlot ang promotion natin ito because of the pandemic, so medyo nag-hibernate muna ang foundation. But now that we are again open, we are ito meeting namin itong tatlo online para i-discern ulit how to move forward. So ito po yung aming spiritual guides ay si Saint Columban, Saint Catherine Tekakwita, which is also a patron saint of ecology, and then Thomas Berry. So like we are rooting ourselves in the universe story. So that's what's about the Terra Sisters of the Trinity. I am based as a Terra Sister. Now I'm based at the Center for Ecozoic Living and Learning also, which is established as a tribute to Thomas Berry. That's why Ecozoic, because the word Ecozoic was coined by Thomas Berry, an era where fullness of life is experienced again by our common home and by our fellow earthlings. And then we are also with the Deep Time Network. We are both an active, not only member, but also resource person at Deep Time Network. It is a self-organizing network of people who see the story of the universe as foundational. So, gusto ko po, hindi lang yung storya ko, maano nyo rin yung mga sarili nyong story. I hope this story has inspired you to go back also to your own story of falling in love and staying in love with Earth, and expressing this in the many actions that you are doing to protect and care for creation. And I would like to emphasize what Pope Francis says in Laudato Si. No, yung kanya mismong pasasalamat, sabi niya, I want to recognize, encourage, and thank all those striving in countless ways to guarantee the protection of the home of which we share. And then also affirming all our talents. All of us can cooperate as instruments of God for the care of creation, each according to his or her culture, experience, involvements, and talents. So this is my love story, but I'm sure you also have your own love story. And this love, no, it's not because we loved Earth, but that Earth loved us first. like also we read in First John 4, chapter 4, verse 10, this is love, not that we love God, but that He loved us. And so our love for God and our love for earth is just a response to this love for us that we have first experienced. So this is what love is. We are celebrating the month of love. So this is what love is, not that we love God, not that we love earth, but that God loved us, and God loves us so much, and that earth loves us so much and continues to sustain us with life. So at this time of planetary crisis, we are all called into a deeper love for earth. And deeper love entails deep listening, listening to the voice of earth, listening to the voice of creation through prayer and contemplation. Cannot be na puro action lang tayo. Kailangan umugat ulit tayo sa source of all love through prayer and contemplation. And I would like to share with you a practice which you could also do, which was birthed, no? This practice started during the season of creation last year, because the theme of the season of creation last year is listen to the voice of creation. And because of this theme of the season of creation last year, I was drawn to this practice every day during the season of creation, and it continues on now. So for example, so this was just some of what I wrote in my journal. Today I listened to, and still listening, that was already night when I was writing this, to the wind and the rain. But as I listen to them, I'm also listening to the music of the frogs and the crickets. All of them together are telling me that life is truly a symphony, a beautiful symphony. And just a while ago, I also listened to a firefly telling me that light within is the power of life that illumines the darkness without. And she invites me and all of us to radiate that light which is in all of us, to illumine all the darkness in the world. And another day, I listened to one of my violets. I named my plant, so this is compassion. And I heard her bud praying, may compassion bloom in every person's heart. And again, another day, I listened to the clouds. They are reminding me and all of us of these two basic truths, that we are inside a much bigger context, and that everything and life is transient. Therefore, we need to live our lives daily as if it were our last. And in so doing, be guided by the question, am I doing what is life enhancing for the bigger whole? And what kind of world do we want to live to those who come after us, to children who are now growing up? That's Laudato Si 160. And then another day, I listened to to the spider webs inside the house. I don't remove any of them anywhere in the house, conscious that they are home to some of my fellow earthlings. As I was gazing up at them while lying down on the floor, I heard them saying, thank you. They also reminded me of the interconnectedness of everything. They remind us that the universe is a single web of life, and that whatever is felt by one strand is felt by the entire web. And so whatever each of us feel is felt by the whole web. My joy is the joy of the entire web, and my pain is also the pain of the entire web. And this is the same for all of us, for every strand of the web. And again, one day, I listen to the flowers and they all speak of beauty. They are telling us that in actual fact, all is beautiful, and that our vocation is to love, preserve, and protect beauty. And another day, I listened to a bird's nest singing, and the bird in the nest singing the joyful praise of being wonderfully created by the mother bird to be home for her children. Earth, our common home, has also been wonderfully created for us by our mothering God. And let us care for her so that she could continue to sing her joyful praise to the one who has created us. And then another day, I listened to the blue ternate that I planted and blooming now. And she requested to be part of today's celebration. This is Mama birthday, September 8th. So at breakfast, I had her as my drink. And at lunch, I made her color our rice. Now I am talking to her again and asking her why the request. Her answer is because Mary is my mother too. She is the mother of all beings. And then one time, just with silence. And this silence is part of creation, but there are no words and pictures for it. With gratitude, I embrace this gift as I say goodbye to this day and open myself to what the new day will bring. So every day is a new day. And then gazing at the moon, and then the moon assuring us that the light of the cosmic Christ is always there to fill our hearts with hope. And then I listened to an adopted cats. I have three adopted cats, Beauty, the mother, and Pache and Amore, the kittens. And they are thanking me for giving them a home. And doing so, they are inviting us also to also thank the one who has given us earth, our common home. So you see, if we just listen to creation, I can go on and on with my experience of listening to creation to every part of the 1.2 hectares where I live at Cell. And they if we just open our hearts, the ears of our hearts to listen, they have something to say to us and to teach us about loving for earth, loving for every part of creation and caring for them. So maybe I can end with share. Oh, my mama, she sings every time I call her. She sings, and it's like Mother Earth also singing her love song to me through her. No, and this one, the Our Lady of Sorrow, saying to me that many of the species now are endangered and going extinct, and pleading us, her human children, to repent from our destructive ways and to take care of our Mother Earth. And then this one also, the butterfly and the broken eggshell. So there's so much joy around us. Creation is the manifestation of God's joy, and we just need to practice attentiveness to see and feel God's joy reflected in all creation. That's again compassion, the bud already blooming and saying, may more and more hearts be fully open to become instruments of God's compassion. And then this spider telling us about balance and integral ecology. And his message also, like, most spiders, aside from having 8 legs, have 8 eyes as well. And 8, when positioned horizontally, is the symbol of infinity. And spiders are believed to have already existed for 300 million years. Our Lola, Lolo, they are our ancestors with infinite wisdom. The deepest wisdom that they teach us is that of interconnectedness through the webs that they create. And so we listen to the voice and wisdom of our ancestor spiders. And then listening to these two, a caterpillar, very thorny, hindi natin masyadong pinapansin ng mga ito. And then the weeds, the flower of the weed, they speak to me of the countless blessings that we are receiving daily, but remaining unnoticed, like this caterpillar and this weed, the daily blessings that many of us take for granted and do not give any time to ponder on. And then lastly, this frog. I love frogs. So as I was listening to them, yung kokak-kokak nila sa gabi pag maulan. So as I listened to the frogs, I'm wondering how can these tiny creatures have such a loud voice, parang baka. Sabi ni Father John, akala niya baka, pero they frogs. Of course, there is a scientific explanation to that. But what I only know now is that when they make this loud sound, it is their season of romance, for romance. So like ngayon, the season of romance. Love is in the air. And in addition, the rain brings them also a lot of food, So they must be very happy and grateful receiving all these provisions. So with these bits of facts then, what wisdom does the frog imparts? As I listened, this was what I was hearing that day. When you are in love with God and with earth, with creation, and when you are receiving so much blessings from God through creation, through Mother Earth, through Mama Terra, shout out and make known your joy and gratitude like those frogs through your words and actions. So, hindi lang yung feeling, yung falling in love and staying in love with earth, but it has to be manifested in words and actions. So deeper love for earth entails deep listening. This is a sculpture of mine, and my experience was in a labyrinth when this image came to me of a woman so in love with earth, and a small voice saying, "Listen to the heartbeat of Mother Earth," and which is the very heartbeat of the Triune God. So deep listening. And through deep listening, we become more and more in love with earth. And this deeper love for earth leads us to praising more and more also the God who created all things and the God who is the source of all love, and moves us to radical actions to protect and care for the wonders of God's love manifested in all creation. So I would like to end my sharing by sharing with you my song of praise. Magnificat, my song of praise. My heart sings in praise and gratitude to you, O God. My spirit dances in joyful acclamation to you, our Creator. For your steadfast love endures forever, and your faithfulness never fails. Your love energy continues to overflow in the universe, bringing healing and wholeness to the web of life, transforming chaos to novelty and more beauty and complexity. Peace is your name, and mercy and compassion are your gifts to your wandering people. You show the power of your love by breaking our hearts of stone. You feel the hunger of our spirits and awaken our consciousness to the truth of who we are, children of earth and one with the whole universe, whom you behold, and whose life in your creativity continues to unfold the mystery and beauty of your being. I will sing and dance with the whole of creation, proclaiming your love by being love myself, by letting your life flow in and through the wonder and beauty of my very being, and by participating in your great work, bringing all generations of earthlings to a period of time, the Ecozoic era, when life abounds for all in our common home. Magnificat.
Wow.
Speechless.
Thank you, Sister Bing,
Thank you,
for
Sister
sharing
Bing.
with us.
Thank you.
Oh, sharing with us that parang you took us to a journey with you in your past, no?
It was like a
And what,
mini retreat,
oh,
actually.
nga.
Diba?
Yung ganda yung parang even the influences in her life, her mom, who touches the earth in the morning when she gardens, that made, and all these other, your experiences made you the compassionate, the sensitive, and the spiritual environmental advocate that you are. No? And
Yeah,
thank you for
yeah.
teaching us also to listen to the earth, listen to creation. Ganda. Wala akong masay.
Beautiful, yes, beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, at this point, from a religious to a very young person. Mga 3 years lang yung edad namin difference. 3 years. At 3 decades. 3 decades.
3 decades is more like it.
Decades. So, ikaw naman, no? We have someone who is a scholar at the Ateneo, currently working on her group thesis under the Bachelor of Science major in environmental science. She graduated from Philippine Science High School. Wow, that means matalino, huh? And majoring in biology and minoring in agriculture and chemistry. She is now also a member of the Ateneo Envi Science Society in Agham Youth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Moira Isabel B. San Diego.
Yay.
Hello po.
Hello,
Can I be
hello.
heard?
Yes, we
Good
can
afternoon
hear you.
po. Okay po. I'm just sharing my screen.
Yes, go ahead.
And, is it visible? Okay.
Yes,
So,
we can
okay,
see it,
I'll
yes.
start now po. Thank you po. So, good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'll be presenting my PowerPoint entitled A Youth's Love for the Earth, or as I like to call it, a journey to finding passion for the environment. Let me move this. Here's a short overview of my slides. So I'll be introducing who I am, your speaker today, and then what led me to my course, to my passions, and to this opportunity to speak in front of you all today. And then the next part would be letting science be a way to serve the people of the Philippines. And then lastly, where do I plan to go from here on? So without further ado, let's get started. So firstly, hello everyone. As introduced earlier, I am Moira Isabel Santiago. I'm a fourth year BS Environmental Science student and DOST scholar at the Ateneo de Manila University. So currently, as you can see from my screen, I am actually an on hiatus member of my organizations, given that I'm in my senior year and trying to finish my thesis. But prior to being on hiatus, I was previously the chairperson of Agham Youth Katipunan for nearly 2 years. And I was also a former human resource department member at the Ateneo Environmental Science Society for around 3 years. And then aside from my organizations, I was also a former intern at the Ateneo Institute of Sustainability, where I mostly focused on looking into higher education institutions such as colleges, universities, and looking at their best practices and in terms of sustainability and environmental protection. And then looking at how their best practices can be applied in the Philippine setting. So how exactly did I get here? How did I get this opportunity to speak in front of you? What events, what opportunities in life did I have that led me to where I am today? So firstly, I was actually, from a very young age, I've been blessed with very many opportunities to attend various environmental talks, environmental forums, and environmental events held by various non-government organizations such as Green Convergence and Greenpeace Philippines. So in this image on my screen right now, from left to right is my father, my sibling, and myself at a Greenpeace Philippines event way back in 2011 or 2013. So I was really young at the time, and it was a talk about sustainable farming and how to promote resilient farming and agriculture in the Philippines. So aside from that, because of these opportunities I was given,
Excuse me.
and Hello?
Excuse me. Is there a PowerPoint?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Is it not visible? Oh, I'm so...
I don't see it.
Oh, is it
It's not moving. Ayun, okay na.
is it visible now? Okay po.
Yeah.
Wait now po. Where'd it go? Is it okay po? Is it still visible now or is it gone po? Hello?
I think
Sa
you're okay,
slide.
Moira. You're on the second slide already. Kanina kasi hindi gumagalaw yung
Ay,
first slide.
okay
yung
po.
item.
Ito po, nakita po ba tong picture na to?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay na yan.
Sige po. Ito po. So this is the next image that I wanted to show. Because I had many opportunities growing up to learn about environmental issues. I wasn't limited to learning about it from my school because my parents actually encouraged me to learn about various environmental issues on my own. They wanted me to look beyond books and to find the issues that I felt strongly about. So now I'm very passionate about environmental and scientific education, environmental risks to the urban poor, as well as sustainable and cyclical urban and rural development. So in the image shown on screen right now, that is me in the blue shirt, and then other students, I think they were students of one of my parents. We were at an exhibit in the National Museum about climate change. There we were able to share about our own personal thoughts on climate change and our various perspectives because we didn't come from the same background. And in that instance, I felt very blessed because I was able to talk with others about things that I was passionate about. And they were able to shed light on things that I'd never considered before. So aside from these formal opportunities to attend forums, go to museums, attend environmental events, I also had many chances to go to the provinces, actually, as a person who grew up in Quezon City. So that's not I learned that it wasn't a common thing for a lot of people when I got to university. So I had the chance to go to the provinces. I was able to see, and sadly, I was able to see how these places actually deteriorated over time, mostly because of human actions such as mass deforestation, overfishing, uncontrolled mining, uncontrolled human settlement expansion, etc. But because of these, because I was able to visit provinces such as Laguna, Quezon, Bicol, Batangas, Zambales, and Bataan, I was also able to appreciate nature as it was, as well as the efforts of various working classes, such as the farmers and the fisher folk, because they allowed me to see a different perspective on things that I would normally take for granted if I was never given the opportunities that I got. So because of them, I was able to experience many things. For example, I was able to experience going out to Laguna de Bay with the fisher folk. Na-experience ko pong pumalaot kasama po nila, tapos mag-try pong sumama sa mangingisda. Pero hindi po ako tumulong dun sa panghuhuli mismo ng mga isda. Kasi feeling ko po kung tumulong po ako, baka po nakagulo lang po ako dun sa paghuhuli nila, baka naka-apekto pa po sa magiging kita nila. And then aside from that, as can be seen in this picture, I actually also got the opportunity to learn how to harvest various crops in small farms. So peanuts, ube, kamoting kahoy. In this image, this is a very recent image, just from December. I was taught how to harvest peanuts at a farm in Quezon. It was a very tiring experience, but it was very fun and very enlightening because as a student in the city, you wouldn't think that this is an opportunity that you'd get at any time. But me, I was able to experience this, and I was very happy that I got this chance. So, as stated earlier in my introduction, I also had the opportunity to become a scholar prior to my Ateneo scholarship because I was enrolled in the Philippine Science Central Luzon campus. And in this school, I found like-minded individuals, as can be seen in the image on the right. These are my friends who shared my interests in environmental issues, in biodiversity conservation, and in this school, I found my passion for bridging the knowledge gap between those with and without access to environmental education. So look, this is the next part of my presentation. Letting science serve the people. So what exactly do I mean by letting science serve the people? Well, to get to know the gist of what this means to me, we need to know the two organizations that help center my passion for the environment in the university setting. So firstly, we'll be looking at Ateneo Environmental Science Society, or the AESS. The AESS is the home organization for BS Environmental Science students in the Ateneo. The org itself aims to be a community of environment-minded individuals with views and goals that are grounded on logical environmentalism. But this organization isn't just catered to the environmental science students, as it welcomes everyone from the humanities, from, from the social sciences, to the management students, because this organization aims to foster a community of proactive Ateneans who care for the environment and want to help lead the nation, the Filipino nation, starting with our school community towards direct involvement in terms of environmental protection and conservation efforts for a sustainable environment and lifestyle. So the ASS also uh, it also aims to make the students in the Ateneo recognize that man is simply stewards of God's creation. So we are here not to not to take control of the environment. We are here simply to be stewards for God's creation. This is in line with the Ignatian values that is being taught to us in our core curriculum. So for an example of these are in the specifics in my slide. So for example, the Flower Festival, as we know, it is Valentine's month. We hold the Flower Festival every year in order to promote more sustainable gift giving in terms of Valentine's themed events. So rather than giving out fresh flowers, the organization promotes the use of fossilized flowers, which are either recycled or preserved flowers that were previously used. And then aside from that, there's the Pawikan Walk. In this event, the organization fosters gaining knowledge regarding the endangered species of the Pawikan in Bataan. And then aside from just gaining knowledge, the students actually participate in things like beach cleanups and forums held by the ENR as well as the organization itself. And then lastly, there is also a refill revolution, wherein the organization promoted the use of refillable toiletries. But I understand that refillable toiletries is a very privileged thing to get, because it's not everyone has the opportunities to buy things in bulk, to buy things sustainably, because not everyone has access to that amount of resources. Aside from the AESS, I was also a member of Agham Youth Katipunan. So what does Agham Youth Katipunan do? So in this organization, we actually hold a lot of educational discussions with members of the organization, with people who are simply interested to learn about the sciences. And then most of the topics center around science, the science sector in the Philippines, the history of science as a sector in the Philippines, as well as science and technology being a sector that should be for the people of the nation. Aside from educational discussions, the organization also holds community immersions. So in these immersions, the members of the organization meet people from different backgrounds. We learn from them. We teach them. It's a mutual learning avenue. And then for certain minorities, we also help them gain a voice in terms of social media. If they want to speak out about certain topics, if they want to get a broader reach in terms of the greater masses in social media. Aside from that, we also attend mobilizations like People's Sona held last year, wherein members of the organization went to a mobilization in order to help raise awareness regarding the climate crisis. And then lastly, the organization also creates and shares informative materials and campaigns of our sister organizations in order to help reach a greater audience. So I wanted to preface this with Agham Youth Katipunan as an organization is not focused on just environmental issues, because the organization itself focuses on environmental issues in the context of national science and technology as the development of science and technology sector affects not just the scientific community, which most of the members are actually a part of. Most of the students are bachelors in science in college or are from science high schools, and they're looking for a way to reach out to more than just the science community. They want to reach out to the people because they know that science is not just for the science community. So in this organization, we were taught that all development is not just for us. It should be for the interests of the broader masses of the people, because any development in terms of science should cater to the majority of the Filipino people. It's not just for a specific demographic. It's not just for a specific set of people. It should be for everyone, because it shouldn't be science shouldn't be something that limits the people. Instead, it should be welcoming to others. So Agham Youth recognizes that by linking our struggle for the development and science and technology with the struggles of the broader masses of the people, our goals to make science serve the people will be achieved, because this is the ultimate goal of everyone in the science community. So lastly, I'm starting to wrap up here. So where exactly do I plan on going from here? As I am a student, I am still studying, I'm still learning about my passions, I'm still learning where I can go from here. In all actuality, I'm still taking my thesis at the moment. We're trying to finish it. My thesis currently is focused on flood extent mapping and land cover change analysis, specifically in Tuguegarao City. So, but after graduating, my goal is to pursue education by going back to my alma mater and hopefully inspiring more students to focus on the environmental crisis and be more proactive in caring and advocating for the environment by being strong, driven, and resilient in my field of interest. Because for me, to love the environment, you need to be aware about the environment. You need to be knowledgeable. You need to be willing to learn more, because there's no point in learning. There's no point in developing if you're only trying to cater to a specific group of people. I say this because, again, I feel that there is no purpose in development if the people that you aim to serve have little to no knowledge of the things that you want them to learn from, or the scientific developments that are happening around them. That's why I want to go into environmental education. So all in all, my ultimate goal has always been to help others find a passion for the environment, like how my opportunities in life have led me to having the passion that I have for it now. That is all. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for letting me share about my passion with all of you today.
Thank you, Moira.
Wow. Thank you, Moira.
Thank you po.
That's really, really, really great.
Thank you po.
Rex, our friend, your parents must be very proud of you. When I hear young people talking like this, my hope grows for the future, di ba, Randy? Parang there is hope when young people think this way. Moira, thank you very much.
Thank you as well po for this opportunity.
Stay the course. Stay the
We
course.
will, yes, and we hope to have you in our circle soon. So, okay, moving on. For our final speaker, we have someone who is into environmental management. To share her insights from this lens, and particularly to speak about demonstrating love through political will, please welcome the environmental specialist one of the city of San Carlos, Negros Occidental, Miss Analu Gomo. Good afternoon, Miss Gomo. Are you muted? No naman, no?
Yeah, hindi naman. Good afternoon, Analu.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, yes. Audible and visible. Okay,
Screen share.
screen sharing.
Is my presentation visible also, ma'am?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
It
Full
can be
screen.
made into a slide.
Full screen.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
There.
make
Good
it into
afternoon
a
once
slide.
again.
There, it's there.
Good afternoon once again. So, thank you very much for inviting me to represent San Carlos City Northwest Occidental for the initiative, one of the initiatives, presenting one of the initiatives of the city of San Carlos with regards to environmental programs. So this is the aerial view of the city of San Carlos. We had an island wherein two barangays are located. So in 2014, the city is one of the pioneer cities in the province that created the City Environment Management Office, or the SEMO, by virtue of the City Ordinance 14-53. It's a separate department to manage all environmental programs. So this is the logo of the SEMO, and the three others are the divisions: the Watershed Parks Protected Areas, Wildlife and Forestry Division, the Integrated Waste Management Pollution Control Division, and the Coastal Resource Management Division. And these are our partners, local, national, and international partners with regards to the implementation of our environmental programs. So San Carlos City is a proximity to four Visayan capitals: the Panay area, the Negros, Panay, and Cebu area. So we had a 400 hectares PEZA approved special economic zone. We had an abundant natural resources, an environment friendly, good peace and order, progressive and competent LGU. We are located in northern Negros Island with a population of approximately 132,000 inhabitants. We are a second-class component city, declares last July 1, 1960 as per Republic Act 2643, and we had 18 barangays. We had 6 urban barangays, and the rest are coastal and upland barangays. And we have 37-kilometer stretch of coastline and land area of 45,150 hectares. And more than 17,673 hectares are forest protected area, and in which 464 hectares are mangrove forest. So with regards to our various environmental programs implementation, we had a highlands to ocean or H2O approach, wherein all the aspects of the environment, we assure that no one is left behind. So we had the forest resources management, the water resources, the enhancement of food security, or the urban. And then we had the coastal marine and fisheries resources management. So specifically on the solid waste management, we dubbed the program as the lifestyle change program. This is in line with the implementation of the Republic Act 9003, wherein it was being implemented last 2000. So the city started the implementation year one in 2003, wherein an ecological solid waste management or ESWM information, education, and communication campaign for urban areas were done. These are samples of the IEC materials we had during the campaign. And in 2004, an ecological solid waste management information, education, and communication campaign for lowland and upland rural areas and lowland urban areas. In 2005, we integrated solid waste management information, education, and communication campaign, monitoring and evaluation on the implementation of Republic Act 9003 by all barangays or our 18 barangays. In year 6, we initiated the participative formulation and installation of a monitoring and evaluation system, policies, and procedures for a sustainable ESWM program. So in the 4 years, we conducted the hardest part of the implementation of the Republic Act 9030, which is the house-to-house campaign. And we targeted 80% of the total population of the city. So to ensure the sustainability of the program, we had the incentives and awards also. So we had contests with the schools, annual contests with the schools. Well, in fact, we are already on our 18th year of the implementation of the contest. We had the market, the wet section market vendors contest relative to the implementation, prior to the implementation of our plastic ordinance. And of course, we had a barangay contest to ensure the monitoring and evaluation of the environmental programs that should be implemented by all 18 barangays. And currently, we are on the 3rd year of the implementation of our homestays or our accommodation within the Sipaway Island, just to ensure a friendly monitoring and evaluation of the programs if it is really implemented well in the specific areas. So, by the way, we started the campaign for prior to the implementation of the plastic ordinance in 2013. We started every Sunday is a no plastic day, and then so it has been noticed that the active participation of the market goers are positive. So the passing of the plastic ordinance is visible. We also had the no segregation, no collection policy, and until now it is still observed and followed. So with all those initiatives, the city also established the final disposal facility, which is called the San Carlos City Eco Center, which is an area of 5 hectares, wherein the vital facilities are the material recovery facility, the sanitary landfill, the leachate treatment facility, and of course the composting facility. So this is how our Eco Center looks like. So this is the materials recovery facility, the sanitary landfill, and of course the construction. This is on the construction phase of the San Carlos City's Eco Center. So in the centralized material recovery facility of the Eco Center, it is divided into two processing, the bio and the non-bio processing. In the bio processing, the bio waste are shredded and then manually carried by the carabaos to the composting area. In the non-bio, if you had noticed the color-coded slides, each color has a specific kind of waste that is assigned. So it is manually operated to ensure that we will have a 100% segregation. Though we are campaigning for segregation. So because of those initiatives, this is the current waste diversion of the city, wherein it's a remarkable 70 or 67 to be exact waste diverted, that only 33%, which is considered residual waste, is, and the others are diverted. Because of the efficiency of the IEC and the collection, this graph is the, if you notice the actual, the forecast, and the legend, so the population, the actual waste disposed at the eco center, and the waste growth. It is estimated that the first cell, which is 6,600 square meters, will have a lifespan of 20 years, which is only expected to have 5 years. So with that initiative also, we catered other LGUs, neighboring LGUs, to have the residual waste transported to our sanitary landfill for final disposal. So these are the LGUs that we had been catered for our sanitary landfill: the Don Salvador, Benedicto, Calatrava, Vallehermoso, Duboso, Escalante. And with that, as of 2020, prior to COVID pandemic, the city earned 817,580 for the tipping fee, which is 1,000 pesos per cubic meter of residual waste that is transported to our sanitary landfill for final disposal. So this is the recorded income as of December 2020. Since after that, it's already the pandemic. So recyclables and compost sold, it totaled to more than 2 million, and tipping fee of more than 800,000, cash awards or grants more than 1,300,000. So a total of 4,335,000 pesos. It's an additional income for the city. And our eco center is now considered a tourist attraction of the city, since as of 2021, 8,327 visitors are listed on our guest book. So opening the San Carlos City Eco Center in 2007, our old dam site, we also is not left behind. We had the final closure of our old dam site. We are also first in the region to have an engineered properly close an old dam site. No, we are first in Region 6. So this is the former dam site. This is the process on how we close the old dam site. It is properly engineered as in line with the DNR guidelines. So the top cover of that was used in our old dam site is the same as the liner or the clay liner used with in our sanitary landfill. So this is now our old dam site looks like. So to ensure the sustainability of the programs initiated and implemented, of course, the city passed ordinances to ensure the longevity of the program. In 2012, the city passed the Environment Code, wherein all the environmental programs are tackled in this ordinance, including the solid waste management. No, this is the prohibited and punishable acts in section chapter 4. We also had the noise ordinance in 2014, and this is the wherein San Carlos City is very happy to announce that we are really successful in the implementation of our plastic ordinance, or the city ordinance 14-53 in 2014. Because of the progress and the positive impact of the implementation of the 14-53, or the plastic ordinance regulation, in 2018, we amended such ordinance wherein all plastic cups and plastic drinking straws are totally banned in the city. So until now, it is still strictly implemented by our law enforcement team. So the creation of the law enforcement team, well, in fact, I am one of the members of the LET. We also had a trip to one of the neighboring cities at Bago City, because they are also well in the enforcement aspect in implementing the ordinance. These are the photo documentation of the enforcement activity. So with the strict implementation of the plastic ordinance, it raised awareness about environmental health impacts on using plastic and styrofoam as packaging material for foods, reduced the biodegradable waste generation of the city, and we became a tourist attraction. So this graph is our annual apprehension. So in 2015, it's the highest in the graph, since it is on the prime years of implementing the ordinance. So there's a post on the no plastic policy that went viral, no, by Danny Ocampo. So with positive impacts on their comments, and even suggested if it is still possible to implement in their respective cities or LGUs. So this is also considered the strength of the city, the active community participation and empowerment. We had a lot of volunteers, groups that really participated during our thematic environmental events. So with all these initiatives, we also garnered awards and recognition. So we had garnered the first place in Zero Basura Olympics in 2009 that was awarded at Malacanang Palace. It's national level. And also to announce, the City of San Carlos also awarded by the Green Convergence as the National LGU Eco Champions, wherein we got the award, and I'm one also that participated during the awarding ceremony at Manila. And also, our group the Solid Waste Management Office got an award, the Presidential Kamayan Award, the group category. This award is the highest award given by the president. So our Eco Center project got the first place, the regional level. Considering that our schools really implemented well, not only the solid waste management program, but all the environmental programs being implemented by the city, also aligned by the city's program. One of our school, which is Iliranan Elementary School, was awarded as the ASEAN Eco Schools Award in 2012. And we were awarded as the second most livable city in the world in 2011. These are our international awards. So what's the formula? It's the political will, considering that even our city mayor will enforce our not only environmental laws, but all the laws that has been being strictly observed by the city. The self-reliance, San Carlos City, even a single centavo, has no, we don't have any loan from any lending institutions or banks. Innovativeness, people participation and consultation, and transparency. Everyone can all the financial reports were posted at the City Hall lobby for the transparency purposes. Unity and continuity equals what's San Carlos City today. So thank you very much, and vamos San Carlos, where green is good. Thank you.
Thank you, Analu. Congratulations on all your awards and recognitions on your projects. And dapat tuloy-tuloy na yan. Thank you very much. Also, maybe can I request our participants to think of their questions that they would like to send to discuss in the open forum, no? Which will happen after a while. And that ends part one of our forum. Before we proceed to the open forum, may I invite you to turn on your cameras for a group photo and siguro Maribeth, ikaw na bahala dito. Kodakan mo na kami.
Yes, souvenir photo natin to.
Yes po.
Everybody?
Batch 392.
There's the St. Paul's and Ilocos and dito. Thank you.
Hi, Sister Joe.
Hi, Rose.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Violeta Imperial. Open. Let's wait for everyone to open.
Yes.
Ayan, okay.
One more po.
Ayan, Rodel.
Another one.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
All right.
Okay.
Q&A
Yes.
portion, Marie?
Yes, we're going to start the question and answer portion. Like I said, no, questions lang to ha. Don't expect answers. So thank you very much for participating this far. Mag-start na tayo ng question and answer. Remember, yung guidelines, ikaw na, Randy.
Sige. Okay. We will gather the questions first, no? So please send it na lang sa chat room. No? Send your comments to chat or write it down, and maybe we just raise your hand and we'll call you so you can bring up your question verbally. But first, you have to identify yourself. Name, you give your name, organization, school, or location. Then ask the question or share a comment. Okay? We will take as many questions as time permits. So please write it down in a piece of paper or on the chat room. Okay?
Or verbalize it. Raise your hand and verbalize it. Okay, do we see?
We have one here. Your 3 intense challenges, problems in your journey sa totoong buhay. We learn best on how to address problems. Please share with us. Thank you. Sino to? Who wrote this?
At saka, kanino siya directed?
I think that's
from me,
for
Randy.
Bing. Oo. Yeah, for Bing. Kasi about a journey. No?
No,
okay.
that's for San Carlos.
San Carlos. Okay.
Oo. Kasi panay
Alright.
success eh. Siyempre gusto rin natin, I'm sure sa success na yun, meron silang share na kasi kaya ka nagiging successful kasi marami kang na-overcome na problems eh.
Yes.
So,
At saka
snapshot
kailangan
lang
may
yun.
passion ka, di ba?
Oo.
Di ka
Pero
pwede mag-succeed.
magandang kagaya niyan eh. Political will. Parang isang word lang yan, pero I'm sure sino yung mga, kumbaga sa kontrabida sa drama, di ba?
Okay. Do I see anybody raising their hand?
Meron pa bang questions?
Dr.
Yeah, I
Janet,
raise my hand. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
My question is also with Anadu. I wanted to ask who started it. It starts with somewhere, no? Was it the mayor's initiative or civil society? Or, how did it start? What was the spark?
Yes, that's a good
Started
question.
the whole program. And then as our partnership as Rosel asked, what were the challenges? Maganda yon. Kasi talagang if all the cities were this consistent about their solid waste management, wow, our big problem is solved.
Yes.
Thank you, Ana Lu. Ana Lu is my student in environment and green technology education.
No wonder she's good.
No, I was impressed by her report because they said they diverted so much of their waste from it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more
Okay.
questions? Can I see a raised hand? Wala.
Wala si Tessa eh.
Ang usually, no?
Oo, siya usually yung maraming tanong. Busy siya, no?
Yeah,
For
sabi
the
nga niya,
summit.
si Kenneth, ang dami niyang sinasagot
Exactly.
sa
I know.
Oh. Well,
So, wala na bang question? Comments?
mga
What are
comments,
your impressions? Yes.
si Chaya wrote something saying thank you to Sister Bing for her sharing.
Meron,
And,
how I wish everyone falls in love with the earth. Sabi ni
Nenita Pizon.
Pizon, yes.
Oo.
Oh, meron pang wow, so romantic.
Kanino kaya yun?
kay Nenita rin. Pizon. Oh, di ba? Baka meron kayong insights, reflections. In love na ba kayo? I want to know, are you in love with Earth already?
Kung tayo, i-raise mo lang yung hand mo, mapansin nila.
Ayan, sige. Cora.
Cora.
This is not a question. This is a message from Moira San Diego, whom we heard earlier, no?
Yes.
By the way, her talk was very, very inspiring. I just wanted to tell her that if I think she said she's interested to go into a college education course for environment, no? there is an environmental education course for college
Okay.
level at Miriam College. She might want to enroll there. That's just a suggestion. Oh,
Kung ano yan.
yun lang.
Nasa
It's in
Ateneo
college
siya.
already. Nasa Ateneo siya in college.
College na siya eh.
College na siya.
Masteral na.
Ay,
Masteral
oo.
na, masteral.
Masteral. Oh, baka pwede
Pwede
siya.
sa Miriam.
Oo.
Yes. Okay. Anyone
Any more?
else has a comment?
Yeah, may I ask again?
Yes, sure. Ask
Yeah.
and ask. Walang nagtatanong eh.
Moira, do you see the differences in perspective from the different majors joining your association or club or not joining? Maybe focus on the different perspectives that they bring in when they join your club, but some are from business, some are from psychology. How do they enrich the club? And what department is most responsive to your invitation to join the club? Besides the environmental department, of course, no? So I'm interested in that.
Okay. Any more questions? Ito, meron dito. Yes, thank you, Sister Bing, Moira of Ateneo, and Analu of San Carlos. Mabuti. Hi kayo. Keep on inspiring others. We have a lot of work to do. This is from Partnership for Clean Air. Sino to? This is from Partnership. Is it Juliet? Juliet here?
No, that's me, Randy.
Yes. Okay. Sino pa? Sino pa?
Wala na.
Wala na. Marie, what say you?
Yeah, sorry. Nakamute pala ako. I was talking. Ayan na naman eh. Kasi minsan pag maingay, meron ditong request for PowerPoint presentations ng kada speaker daw. If it can be sent some email nila, Diocese of Surigao City Social Action Center. So I don't know if the speakers want to share their PowerPoint presentations. Maybe you can answer that during the answer portion. Kung okay lang sa inyo to share your PowerPoint presentations. Okay? Sino pa? Ano pa? Meron pang questions? More? Or comments? Ako, I was really inspired. That's why. Kasi, my brother, my late brother used to say, and I agreed with him, that nature is really great kasi, the trees and the flowers, and they love you unconditionally. Kaya daw you feel good when you are with nature because of all that unconditional love. Diba? Makes sense. So nature loves us unconditionally, but we don't love it back. Usually, we take it for granted. Na? So this is sana maging eye-opener for everyone na pansinin naman natin. Sabi nga niya, alam mo, yung brother ko na yun medyo he's in heaven now. Sabi niya, mga tao nagkukurus pag dumadaan sa sa simbahan. Pero hindi nagigreet sa puno, buhay yun at nandun din ang Diyos.
Oo nga naman.
Wala, hindi naman napansin. So, yun. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And so, sana na-inspire din kayo. Wala na bang sharing? How you fell in love, or if you're in love, or if you're in like? Diba? Nauso sa mga young people yung, I'm in like with you. parang nakakahiyang magsabi ng in love. Diba?
Oh, here's something from Partnership for Clean Air to San Carlos, Analu. Please tell us 3 intense challenges, problems in your journey sa totoong buhay. Oh, I think I read this already.
Medyo maiksi pa lang yung journey niya, bata pa siya, no?
Embarrassing. Okay, wala na bang iba? Show hands before we go on to the next part.
No more?
Wala na.
Okay.
The brief announcement.
So nice. Okay, wala nang comments. Shall we love one another more? And also, syempre, our earth. No, di ba? Okay.
May announcement ako, for those who require an e-certificate of participation, here are the requirements for issuance. The participant must first be actually present during the forum and not merely pre-registered. Additionally, the participant must submit a duly accomplished evaluation form.
That's right. I also have an announcement.
All right.
This is about the... Oh, sinabi mo na yung evaluation form, no? Ay, hindi. Sinabi mo lang that you must fill it out. Pero the GC Secretariat will share a link to that evaluation form, no? For today's Kamayan Forum session in the chat box. The link will also be flashed on screen. Please give us your feedback to help us improve the forum. Okay, tapos, alam mo, last call na for the summit, ha, Randy?
Lapit na yan.
Sa Tuesday na yun.
Right.
It's Friday already. So, mag-last minute registration na kayo. You don't want to miss this. I'm telling you, ang hirap mamili ng breakout session to choose kasi ang gaganda lahat ng breakout sessions. 3 days of fantastic learning and celebration and inspiration. Yay! Diba?
Okay.
Baka meron yata si David eh. Meron ka bang video, David, to show?
Okay, sige po. I-share ko po yung ating latest video from the...
Yes, okay. Show it na, show it.
And also, Marie,
yes,
also wanted to say that those who cannot register can also walk in. If they want to just walk in.
Okay, sa Tagaytay. Oh,
Tagaytay,
nice.
yeah.
Yes, walk in sa Paal Vista Hotel. Yes. Nice.
Okay, that's the Al Vista Hotel, February 21 to 23.
Yes.
Ito na po.
Exciting yun. Sige, show na. Ayan! Join us! It's going to be so much fun and so much, there will be talagang maraming learnings dyan.
Yeah. All right. Very nice. Very nice video.
Nice. Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Also, we
Welcome.
would like to invite you to try our greenhouse gas calculator sa Ako Ang Bukas Facebook page. Okay, if you haven't tried it, please do. It's fun. You will see how much, you will see your carbon footprint. Gaano ba kalaki, kabigat ang footprint mo sa Mother Earth, di ba? Tread lightly on our, on the soil, on the skin of our mother. Okay? So, that's Ako Ang Bukas Facebook page. Try to do our
Calculator.
greenhouse gas calculator. Isa pa. Meron pa. Membership.
GC membership.
Yes.
If you're not yet a member, how do we do this? Maybe they can just call the secretariat.
Merong form, di ba? Last time, di ba, did you put it on sa chat box yung form? Or
Maybe we can do it again.
or the
Maribeth?
contact, yes, para people can join.
Refresh.
Yes, and become a member of Mother Earth, become a lover of Mother Earth through Green Convergence. O, di ba?
Okay. So
Okay.
may we have the responses of our resource speakers?
Yes, we are now entering part 3.
Part 3.
The responses of our resource persons to the questions and comments of our participants. Sige. We start with, sino madami? Si ano? Sino bang madami question? Analu, yes. The last shall be first. Analu, may mga questions sa'yo, madami, di ba?
Good afternoon once again.
Yes. Nakuha mo ba yung questions?
Yes, what are the challenges?
Yes.
Who initiated it?
Hi, Doc Nina.
Hi, Analu.
Who initiated it? Sige, Doc Nina yun.
Yun, sagot na.
So, of course, I have already mentioned the first 3 challenges when implementing, prior to the implementation of the programs. Of course, we met reactive people along the way. Of course, the budgetary requirements. When we will start the program, of course, we need budget. So, so it's a long time of waiting to have a budget allocation from the city just to implement the environmental programs that we wish to be implemented. And then, of course, the challenges is already implemented, and how we can assure that it's really has a sustainable implementation to achieve the target of the program. That's the 3 identified challenges of the city.
So who initiated it, Analu, and who is the moving spirit, if there's anyone? Baka
Yes.
ikaw.
San Carlos City is considered a lucky one, and not only in the province, but also in the region, considering that we always the first to initiate or implement every environmental programs that mandated by the national. So we are so lucky that in our city, the presence of the NGO, active environmental NGO. One is the Genesis Foundation, which initiated to have a memorandum of agreement with the LGU that the city will fund the NGO, the Genesis Foundation, that the NGO will conduct the IEC. the house-to-house campaign targeting the 80% total household of the city with regards to the proper solid waste management that is according to the solid waste management plan of the city. So luckily, it was granted, and then it runs for 4 years, and I am one of the pioneer staff of that NGO. And until now, I am still working for the environment, not with the environment, but for the environment. So after the 4-year contract between the LGU of San Carlos and with the Genesis Foundation, an environmental NGO here located in the city, we, the trained staff, I'm one of that staff, were turned over by the city as regular employees to ensure the sustainability of the program.
Oh,
That's the story.
good. So you were first with the NGO.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
We consider doing the dirty works with regards to the
Yes.
solid waste management.
It's always an NGO that does the dirty work, I think.
How nice.
Yes, very nice, very inspiring. So it works, di ba? Our efforts, the efforts of the people, of the NGOs, may effect, may ano talaga. Nice.
Okay. Any questions for Moira?
Meron. May questions kanina kay
Okay.
Moira.
Hello po. So yung question po sa akin was from Dr. Galang. Specifically po, if I remember correctly, if I see yung different perspectives
Yeah.
of the people from various courses,
Yes.
and then how they enrich the organization. So specifically po in the context of Agham Youth Katipunan, I was there po when we founded that branch of Agham Youth. So at the beginning po, a lot of us really were science courses. Pero over the years po, dumami na po. We have humanities people, we have psych people. If I remember correctly, we also had someone from management in our org. We got to see like how different people po, look at various science-related issues from various perspectives. So from the science people, we were very methodological about it. So it was almost very cut and dry. Pero from the people in the humanity sector po, it was more on connecting with others and trying to make sense po of the science in a way that would be understandable po to people who are more focused on the humanities. And then yung mga management people naman po, the people that I got to interact with po, parang sila naman po, parang doon po nila parang na-apply po nila yung mga lessons nila in econ. Parang, malaki nga yung nagiging effect ng climate crisis, malaki yung nagiging effect ng, since hindi na-develop yung science sector natin, madaming, parang hindi na-develop din yung mismo economy ng Philippines, ganun po yung, so parang, it's a lot of people who look at the same problem in different ways. So it's, for me po, it was really nice to see how other people po would look into a specific issue. Kasi ayun nga po, no issue in our country naman po is one dimensional. Lahat po ng tao maapektuhan. Kaya po nung nasa orgs po ako, it was very refreshing to get the perspectives of other people in my in my perspective. That was very nice. So na-enrich naman po yung mismong organizations because there are lots of people with different perspectives.
Pero may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
But did you find, Moira, that okay, there are different perspectives, but somehow you will come to an optimum solution if you look at all these perspectives?
Opo. Parang ako po personally po, yung parang nakikita ko po na parang we come together in acknowledging po that, may nagbell po dito, na we come together in acknowledging po that, ayun nga po, parang there's no one way to look at a problem. There are many ways that you can try to help solve a problem. But as students, ang pinaka po magagawa namin, as we are just students in a student organization, what we can do for now is we can raise awareness. We can try to reach out to people who are more established in the communities that need parang that need attention, that need to be focused on. Parang ayun po yung majority po ng nagagawa namin as students. We will bring things into the limelight for other students to also see. For people, if we know, like, if we have contacts in government organizations, pwede namin i-bring up din yan. Pero ayun po, as students, more of, we will agree that there is no one way to address a problem. Pero what we can do now is we can help other people see that there is a problem and it needs to be addressed. And hindi lang tayo yung kailangan gumawa ng pagbabago para masolusyonan yung problema. Ganun pa.
Thank you.
Okay. Meron pang isang question, di ba, about yung experience. Yung sinasabi natin, konti pa lang experience niya kasi bata pa siya. Ano yun?
Sorry. I didn't see that.
Di ba meron kanina may question about, kaya nag-comment ako nung bata pa siya eh.
Nag-scroll po ako ngayon dun sa comments looking po if nasa public comments po ba siya.
Di ko nga alam eh.
There's one comment from our GC Facebook page.
Okay po.
Coming from Miss Meg Borja. I think she came late, but can she view this episode later? I think that's for Maribeth to
Yes,
to
di ba
answer.
we post it, we upload it sa ating website and also sa Facebook, sa YouTube channel natin.
How soon can we have it posted?
Green Convergence YouTube channel.
Correct.
Oh, Mabeth, how soon daw?
How soon?
Yuhu, Mabeth. Anyway, we usually
Okay. What do we tell Meg Borja?
How soon can we upload the recording sa ating website at saka sa YouTube channel?
Sa ating YouTube.
Yeah.
How soon can we upload?
She's what?
Pag makikita nila yung review nila.
Later po in the evening.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Ano daw? Sorry.
Later this evening.
Later this evening. That's soon?
Oo,
Ang bilis naman pala eh. Mabeth, di ka na
may
natutulog.
nagtatanong din kung magkano yung registration para sa 4th Philippine Environment Summit.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
It's 4,000 for the 3 days, and that includes lunch and snacks for the 3 days, the conference kit, and the chance to interact with passionate environmentalists.
Yes, and the venue, of course. No?
Yeah.
And you know what? There will be exhibits, di ba? Exciting din yung exhibits.
Yeah.
I remember I used to enjoy going around the exhibit area.
If you're from out of town, if you need a place to stay that is reasonable in rates, just contact us. We can connect you with reasonably priced
lodgings. Yes.
Please come.
Alam mo, meron ding message dito si Bing yata. Yes, I have a direct message kanina pa. Kaya lang hindi daw niya nabasa, ngayon lang niya nabasa. How do we really come up with a united action to protect and care for our environment with our mining business as a nation, as come on for investors? We will continue to suffer, especially the economically poor. Yan ang question niya sa direct message daw. So, kaya ba natin sagutin yan?
Yeah, oo, parang tanong niya yon sa akin pero hindi sa everyone.
Okay.
Oo, he asked me directly. So I'm forwarding it to you to be read. So, yun yung question niya na binasa mo.
Oo, kasi, diba, yun nga sa
how do we really
Sibuyan, ganyan.
Opo, yun nga yung naisip ko, hindi mahalaga yung nagkakamon. Like, ang pinaka-konkreto ngayon, nangyayari yung sa Sibuyan, no? Yung sa mining. Pero hindi nawalan ng
pag-asa at saka yung sense of oneness ng mga tao doon, ng mga residente ng Sibuyan. Nagsama-sama talaga sila, nagbarikada para pigilan yung mining company na makapasok yung mga truck nila. That's ano, at tas ngayon naglalakad yung mga katutubo at saka so 300 permanent marchers, 264 ay katutubo. Tapos mga kasamahan doon sa Nakar, sa Tanay, yung ibang mga kasama nila. So, pwede tayong magsama-sama kahit na may mga hindi tayo nakakasamang iba na ang ano ay profit ang ano. Tayo, palagay ko mas marami tayo na kailangang magsama-sama para magkasama-sama ang
At
pwersa
saka
natin.
even nandito tayo, di ba, Bin? We can use social media para mag-ingay. Kasi like, ilan na ang na-post ko sa Facebook page ko about Sibuyan. Tapos may maganda akong picture na nakalagay. Huwag ipamina, ipamana. Tama yun, ang ganda kasi pag minina mo, wala ka nang ipapamana sa next generations kasi hindi mo lahat. So,
overwhelming po ang support. Yung Laudato Si Movement Pilipinas came up with a statement in solidarity with the Sibuyanos. We released the statement Saturday evening. Kinabukasan, so one day lang halos 58 organizations signed and almost 600 individuals. Isang araw lang po yan.
Oo nga. Yun ang ibig kong sabihin, if we come together and push, maingay tayo. Parang hindi tayo pwedeng i-ignore, di ba?
Opo.
So sana ganun ang gawin natin.
Yes, so we continue to unite ourselves.
Yes.
Any further comments, Sister Bing? Because mukhang madami kang fans after your sharing.
Ano lang, talagang buksan natin ang puso natin sa pagmamahal ng ating ina, Mother Earth, and respond to that love. Unconditional love yun, kahit na grabe yung ng humanity pagkasira, pero patuloy niya tayong ninonurish. Sana ang ating pagtugon sa mga nakikita nating issues around us na destructive dahil sa destructive ways natin o ng species natin, sana hindi lang yun yung sa atin, mag-motivate, kundi pasukin talaga natin yung ating puso at manggaling within yung response natin, not just because there's something happening out there, but because
not as a reaction, no?
Deep within us, kaisa tayo ng kalikasan, hindi tayo hiwalay. So whatever we do there, tayo rin, sinasaktan din natin ang sarili natin at ang bawat isa. So, yun, our oneness with creation, we are Earth in human form. We are the universe in human form. And sana yan yung mag-motivate sa atin to really love and care for creation.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I saw the hand of Moira raised a while ago, but it's
yes,
down.
Moira. Please
Moira?
speak up, Moira.
Ay, hindi po nag-raise hand, nagka-clap po.
Nagka-clap ka ba?
Wrong pindot. Wrong pindot.
Nagka-clap pala siya. Okay. Thank you for clapping.
Okay. Can we have the closing remarks na siguro?
Yes. Actually, let's give a little, parang anong oras na ba? I think we have a little time to, if someone wants to say something. Yes, baka merong gusto mag-share, nahihiya lang. This is the time to speak up from your heart. Diba? In love tayo eh. Love ngayon eh. So let's see, is there anyone who wants to speak and share what's in their heart? Ako nag-share na ako, ha? Kahit paano, maiksi lang.
Chris Rihe?
Meron ba?
Meron. Vicky?
Parang ang tutahimik nyo kasi. Diba? Kuminsan pag walang oras, gustong-gusto niyo pang magsalita. Ngayon yata kasi parang galing sa retreat, no? Mga tahimik. Mga feeling.
Okay.
Yes. O, ayan. Merong nag-raise ng hand.
Saan? Sino?
Hello po.
Yes.
Okay.
Po.
Rachel.
Ano, yan. Good afternoon. Medyo
Yes, good
na-late
afternoon.
ako. Na-late lang ako, pero alam ni Ma'am Galang, Miriam po. Mapagsama-sama lang po ba natin yung mga messages natin? Then, yung pusuan ng kalikasan, di ba? Tapos i-post natin sa Facebook, whatever na magandang sasabihin ba. And then, isama na yung sa, maganda yung sa, huwag ipamina, kundi ipamana. Huwag ipamina. Ang ganda. Tapos yung mga ibang mga quotes para sa kalikasan, magandang i-post natin yung sa social media. Kasama na yung kaliwatan na issue. Then, simple lang naman na makagising sa ating mga pasensya na po kayo na inayan.
Oo, may nagkakaroke.
Meron po. Nandito na lang ako sa sulo. Salamat po.
Alright, thank you, Rachel. Last call? Wala na po ba?
Okay yung background kanina if we hold on together.
May purpose pala yun.
Mahalin natin ang kalikasan.
Okay. All right. Let's not stretch it anymore. Siguro, let's have David D'Angelo, member of our board of trustees.
Randy, parang meron pang tanong sa, pwede pa bang i-entertain yan? O, I don't know who is TCCFI. It's coming from TCCFI, but I don't know who he is. So if he can, himself, sana. Yeah.
With this particular group, may plan of action po ba tayo?
Sustainable action po. Yun yung next niya.
Okay. What else? To whom is that directed to?
Think as a GC. Is it sa GC? Probably ang isa sa programa ngayon ng GC is the Ako ang Bukas, and maybe Nina can say something about that. That's one action. Hopefully will be a sustainable action. So Nina, if maybe that would be an answer to TCCFI.
Yeah.
Whoever he is.
Actually, Ako ang Bukas was born because we were thinking, okay, there's so many organizations on the environment. We have awareness raising, we have activities for tree planting, coastal resource protection, so many, no? Talagang, and that's why we are holding the summit so that we encourage each other. But we thought, how do we measure really our impact, no? And as we know, the heart of the Ako ang Bukas or AAB is the calculator. So using the calculator, we measure our impact through our daily activities. So through our daily activities, we use electricity, we use transportation, we manage our waste. These are the main components of the calculator. So if all of us can measure our carbon footprint and then bring it down to the point that it's neutral by bringing down our emissions, and then whatever emissions we have, we offset with tree planting. Di carbon neutral na lahat, di ba? Carbon neutral ng mundo, it won't heat up anymore. Of course, yung climate change is just really the ultimate expression of what we're doing to the earth. yung ating deforestation, yung ating throwaway habits, our reclamation, mining which destroys forests, all of these contribute to climate change. But why do we need all the things that cause deforestation, mining, blah, blah, blah? Our actions, our needs, I mean, our wants and our luxuries, no? Sabi nga ni Gandhi, the world has everything for everyone's need, but not for any man's greed. So if we just stuck to our basic, to our essentials in our dealings with the earth, we will not impact as strongly as we are doing now, and we will not have climate change. So, if you make a mental map of what we do and how it results in climate change, we will see the connection of all our actions with climate change. And all these actions of 7 billion people result in the heating up of our planet. But how do I, as an individual, measure really my contribution, and how do I concretely lower it and measure concretely if I did lower it? Okay, so for example, we're all going to the summit. We're all going to emit carbon for our transportation. Di ba usually sinasabi nila, kayo mga environmentalists, conference na conference, all of that travel causes use of fossil fuels and therefore carbon emissions. So, oo nga, ano? But before, we were just thinking, conference, importante yan. We have to talk. We have to raise awareness, blah, blah, blah. But we did impact on the environment by our activity. So, how do we lower it? How do we measure if we have lowered it? Nandun yung calculator. So, that is why we thought of this concrete program to really maybe scale up our response to the challenge of the environment and climate change.
Yeah, and if I may add, no, what's good about this is that it emphasizes personal responsibility. Diba? Kaya ako. Kasi pag lahat, parang hindi ka kasali. Alam mo?
Correct.
I have a nice quotation, sabi ni Robert Swan. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Diba? Everyone is thinking, somebody else will save it. Pag meron mahirap gawin, someone else will do it. So, itong sa Ako Ang Bukas, it focuses on personal responsibility. So, if we all, each one of us, recognize our personal responsibility, then we can go forward, diba? Meron pang isa, ano ba yun? If you really think the environment is less important than the economy, but try holding your breath while you count your money. I enjoy these mga quotations talaga. So anyway, yeah.
Jerome is raising his hand yata, Mary.
Jerome.
FPE.
Yes, Jerome. Hi, Jerome.
Hello po. Magandang hapon.
Yes, hello.
Makakalikasang pagbati sa lahat. Nice to be back. I missed a few sessions naging busy po sa FPE. But I'd like to take this chance to ask our young environmental champion. Kasi kanina narinig ko parang ang impression ko feeling nila parang konti pa lang yung kaya nilang gawin. But I would like to invite ano nga yung org ni
Moira.
Ating speaker,
ni
Moira. Sa Ateneo, no? So
Yeah.
I'd like to invite her. We will be soon launching our second batch of #Youth for Biodiversity, and I would love to see a youth and student organization from Ateneo joining the ranks of our 55 FPE #Youth for Biodiversity partner grantees, no? Tapos ayan, nag-heart si Sister Bing. Nakita kami sa cell last week, no? Just in time for yung ating summit, no? Para papirmahin ko siya nung ating partnership agreement. And also asking her, Sister Bing, bukod dito, ano pa ba how can FPE help, no? Ang daming nangyayari all over the country, a lot of threats to biodiversity. So we just like to inform everyone, bukas po ang tindahan ng FPE. So to speak.
Yes.
Oo, so lalo na yung sa yung Sister Bing, ongoing na yung March, di ba? So if there's anything that the network needs, no, in terms of support, kahit puntahan pa kita sa cell para pirmahan mo uli yung grant agreement, I don't mind, no. So yun lang po. Eto, maniningil ako yan, si Violet, meron pa rin niya utang na proposal sa akin, no. So kung minsan it's not the support organizations like FPE ang kulang, kung minsan yung ating mga partners parang asan ba yung mga proposals ninyo. So anyway, I believe we will see each other, most of us will see each other sa
Next
summit
week. Yes.
We can have side meetings kung meron kayong mga innovative ideas, project ideas to support biodiversity conservation. Madali nyo naman ako makikita. I'm hard to miss kasi medyo malaki pa rin ako ngayon. So still cutting down on my personal ecological footprint. So see you next week. Yung mga may naisip na project ideas, ako and our Vice Chair, si Dr. Hailey Kiawit, will be there. She's the head of our grants program. So we'd love to sit down with our partners, and old and new, no? So sige, Doc G, thank you for inviting us again to partner and to be there sa summit.
Thank you for being there.
And also to the rest of the Green Convergence and family. See you po next week.
Jerome.
Yes, thank you, Jerome. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Susan, you're
Yes.
coming, no? Susan Guanyo, you're coming?
She does.
Yes po.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
At saka si Miss Villafuerte is coming. Violet
Yes.
is coming. Aleli, ba't di ka pupunta?
Si Joey? Also?
Si Aleli, Sevilla.
Hi, Nina.
Hi, punta ka.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Great.
That's nice.
Oo.
Good. Wonderful. Okay. So, exciting na talaga,
Thanks,
no?
Nina.
Ilang tulog na lang. Summit na. Okay. So, yes. With that, I think we can close na, start the closing ceremonies, Randy.
He's been waiting at the wings for his closing remarks. David D'Angelo, the floor is yours.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat, and thank you to everyone who attended the Kamayan Forum today. We would like to thank our speakers, and I think we learn a lot from them, especially on the perspective of oneself. Ito kasi yung nakita natin na talagang ang pagtulong, pag-asikaso sa kalikasan ay tatlo, no? Sige, simula sa sarili, papunta sa community, then sa religious sector, then sa government. Let's take 3 learnings from our 3 speakers. First, from Sister Bing, from the Terra Sisters of Trinity. I would like to leave everyone with this. Sabi niya, all of us can cooperate as instruments of God for the care of creation, each according to his or her own culture, experience, involvement, and talent. That's from Laudato Si. Very, very important. Then sabi naman ni Moira, napakaganda nung a youth's love for earth, a journey to finding passion for the environment. She said, to help others find a passion for the environment, strong, driven, and resilient. This is very important. Lalo na ang environmental defenders in the Philippines, it's a very dangerous thing to do, but personally, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Then, kay Ma'am Analu, yung sa demonstrating love through political will, which is very, very important. Sabi ko nga, this proves that the government and the participation of government is needed in order to complete the cycle of caring for creation, since most of the time, the government is not in unison with nature and with the people needs. And si Ma'am Analu, she proven na posible pala yun. Pwede pala. So kung pwede sa kanila, bakit hindi natin pwedeng gawin sa buong Pilipinas? Sabi niya, lifestyle change is key to sa presentation. And I think that is very important. Again, ladies and gentlemen, members of Green Convergence, we should love nature back and work with nature. According to David Attenborough, sabi niya, right now we are the only living being on the planet that works against nature. And we should change that fact. We must fall in love, in a love relationship with nature once again. And I would like to end this closing remark with a simple Tagalog poem that I made from yung mga sinasabi natin kanina. Pusuan ang kalikasan. Kaya nga, huwag ipamina, kundi ipamana. Sapagkat ang kailangan natin, kalikasan muna ngayon na. Tandaan, ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ang bukas. Maraming salamat po and thank you for attending.
Thank you
Kamayan
very
Forum
much.
Vista Branch.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you so much. And now we are about to say our final words. Randy, ikaw naman.
Well, I think I said what I had to say early on, no?
Yeah.
About
Ako din.
loving the earth in a very Christ-like way, no? He gave his life for the earth, like Christ gave his life for us to be saved. No? The people that in Sibuyan displayed that kind of love, the agape kind of love, not the romantic love where that Valentine is usually known for, not the wine and the bouquet of roses and candlelight dinner. It's more of a total passion, total commitment to save and preserve the earth.
Yes, thank you. So, thank you very much to our guest speakers. Ako, maraming salamat for sharing your hearts with us. No, talagang buwan ng mga puso ngayon. And thank you to the participants for joining us. So, ang next Kamayan is on March 17, and that is going to be our 33rd anniversary, 33 years. So, kailangan special yun. Ano kaya ang gagawin natin next month, no? Na special anniversary natin, 33rd, no? And as a parting shot, sasabihin ko lang na, ulitin ko lang na nature is giving us unconditional love, like my brother used to say. And alam mo, kailangan natin i-practice yun, yung unconditional love. Mahirap kasi yun, no? Yung walang hindi transactional yung love mo na kailangan may kapalit, no? So it wells from within. It's not a reaction na dahil nagpapasalamat ka sa mga benefits sa'yo kaya nilalove mo. Hindi. Just because you are one with it, so you love it and you love yourself, you know? So, and you love the Creator who created all of us and everything. So let's fall in love with each other, with the earth, with everything that we have been blessed with. Thank you, and afternoon.
Bye all.
Bye.
Parang hindi kami nag-group sharing, ay group picture. Mali.
Ha?
O absent ako.
Tapos na.
Absent ako.
Kanina pa.
At si Jerome yata wala nun.
Mag-picture ulit tayo, pwede?
Sige.
Picture ulit.
Andun ako.
One more time.
Hindi kasi may kausap kami dito kanina. Nasa hospital ako. So.
Okay.
Nasa hospital.
Hindi ko napansin.
Sige.
We take another one.
One more time. Kasama si Jerome.
Open your videos, please.
So when they come back, they
Open,
have
there you go.
One, three.
So if any
One more po.
water that's when they are doing everything.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Love you all.
See you at the summit. Bye-bye.
See you at the summit. Bye-bye,
there.
everyone.
At the summit.